officially December 9th. That means tomorrow is my birthday, and I am going to be 40. Ugh. All right, guys, good morning. I slept in. I did get a phone call about a delivery coming within an hour, so I kind of have an idea. I know what's coming, but I'm gonna wait to show you once it gets here. So this morning, Elfie has a whole scene set up. Looks like she was busy decorating a mantle and a Christmas tree. It looks like she's mid-decorating the Christmas tree. Comet's hanging out by the fireplace. So on the mantle, or above the mantle, we have a wreath. And look, it has a little elf in the middle. And we've got presents with some garland and Christmas balls. Some stockings hanging. A red one, a green one, and a gold one, and they all look sparkly. And there's some garland going across the mantle that has Christmas lights strung through it. We've got a fire going, and then the tree's got a gold star on top, and lots of Christmas balls and colorful Christmas lights and strings of pearl, it looks like. And then there's some gifts under the tree, and there's even a mini Elf on the Shelf book. How cute is that? Good job, Elfie. I love it. All right, first things first, gotta take my pills. I've got these breakfast pills, and then this pill won't fit in that compartment. So I put it in the lunch compartment, even though I actually take it in the morning. So we've got my 2 heart medications, vitamin D, a B complex vitamin, and omega-3 vitamin. All right, I'm just making some oatmeal here, and the knock came at the door, and this is what arrived. A beautiful bouquet of flowers with a big balloon that says happy, happy birthday. It's like cream colored roses and purple flowers. And the card says, wishing you a wonderful birthday. Happy 40th birthday, Crystal. Every year of life is a gift, even 40. Enjoy it. And on the back of the card it says who it's from, which it's from my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law. So that was very nice. It's very pretty. It looks like it's in a vase, so I have to take it out of the box and get the wrapping paper off and everything. Super pretty. Okay, my oatmeal is ready. A little bit of brown sugar, some frozen blueberries, and milk. And some lemon meringue Greek yogurt. Okay guys, so wow. Today has been crazy. So I had laundry to do, and I'm just finishing up the last load. I had to figure out my whole credit card bill stuff, and to my surprise, while looking over my credit card bill, there was a refund from WestJet on my air flight that I had booked at the beginning of 2020. I booked this flight to go to the Taylor Swift Loverfest in Massachusetts. And of course, then COVID hit and happened, and everything was canceled, and Loverfest was canceled. And at the time that I contacted WestJet about my ticket, they wouldn't give me a refund. They gave me a voucher that I had until next year to use. So, and it's weird because I never got any more details or email from them. And suddenly, boom, my funds were refunded on this credit card. So yay for suddenly an extra $400. So that was helpful because, of course, like now at this time of year, credit card has lots of Christmas gift purchases. So that was very helpful. So that was nice. And then I got to FaceTime a bit with my sister-in-law and my nephew, which was really nice. And as you can hear, my stupid dryer, can you guys hear that? Oh my God, it's so loud. And basically, it's been since the summer that we've been waiting for this to be fixed. I keep texting the landlord and I'm like, dude, I don't want to listen to this anymore. It's so loud. Oh my God. Okay, so there was that. Then I got the shipping purchased for Nicole's package because when Alex gets home, which I have to get myself dressed because I'll probably be home soon, we're gonna go to pick up my prescriptions, mail the package. We have other stuff that we have to pick up. Anyways, then I got a birthday card in the mail from my dad. Now, I don't know. This is weird. So I think I had mentioned to you guys briefly in some of my previous videos that last year, around October of last year, this whole thing went down. It started with a thing that went down between my dad and my half sister, and then it got me involved because suddenly I got an email from my dad saying that my half sister had called him a deadbeat dad, and did I feel the same way about him? And first off, she never called him that as far as I know, like those specific words. But what she told him was basically the way both her and I have felt growing up. Like, our relationship with our dad, both my half-sister and I, we're not close. And I've talked about this like years ago on my channel. We just, our parents aren't together, and like her mom and like he left her mom, and then he was with my mom, and then I was born, and then he left my mom and all this stuff. And then he left when I was like 6 months old, from what my mom told me, and didn't come back into the picture till I was like 2. And then it was like scheduled clockwork. Every other Saturday I saw him, and that was it. Like, he tried to do fun stuff with us, and I give him, like, that's the thing, is like, I didn't know how to reply to it. And then I was kind of like, well, maybe this is my chance to tell him how I feel and how I wish our relationship was better, and that maybe this could make things better. And so I started by telling him that, no, I don't think he's a deadbeat dad, because now Alex thinks differently. He thinks he is, from what I've told him. But I told him no, because in my opinion, I feel a deadbeat dad is someone who just like doesn't pay child support, doesn't visit the kid, just is like not in their kid's life at all. He at least made some of an effort. He saw me every other Saturday. He, would take me to fun places, and, he came to see my shows at school, and he would, give me birthday gifts, Christmas gifts, that kind of thing. And so it's not like he's a horrible person or anything, like, in my opinion. It's just that growing up, he just didn't foster a closeness with us. And as I got older, it became more of it was all put on me to keep contact with him. I was the one that had to call him if I wanted to talk to him. He would maybe call me once or twice a year, whereas I would make sure to call him on his birthday, Father's Day, Christmas, and also like a couple of times in between that I would call him, especially when like a few years ago he was going through he was having some health difficulties. I would occasionally call to see how he was doing after his surgeries and stuff like that. I think I even sent like a get well gift to him after one of his surgeries and stuff. So I always tried to like make the effort, but I would also try to step back a little and give him the opportunity to contact me and call me, but then it would never happen. And so it's always basically been from the time I was basically an adult, I would say, it's been on me to call him, to arrange visits. You know, he doesn't call me up like my mom. Like my mom will call me up sometimes and invite me over. Oh, do you want to come over and spend a weekend with me? Or she'll invite Alex and I to dinner. And, you know, we'll invite her here, or sometimes she'll say, like, can I come visit, or whatever, right? It's just like organic. It just like happens. We call each other. No one's keeping score. No one's keeping track of who calls who, how many times. Like, we just do it, you know? And my mom just calls me to see how I am, or if she has news to tell me, or if we want to talk about one of our TV shows we watch. And, you know, same as Alex's dad. Like, Alex doesn't call his dad all that often, but I swear his dad calls at least once a week or every other week to just to see how Alex is. They may only talk for like 5-10 minutes, but he's just calling to see how he is. My dad, his excuse is, oh, the long distance charges are expensive, because he's outside of Toronto and he has to pay long distance charges. And to that I say, well, it's your child, so it shouldn't matter, A. But B, I have free long distance, so you could always call me and just say, hey, can you just call me back so I'm not charged? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just things like that. And basically, I poured my heart out to him. I poured my heart out to him in the email of how I felt and how I wish things were different and what things I wish were different. And instead of apologizing for making me feel that way, and instead of saying, I'm going to try my best to change this and better our relationship, it came back with anger. He was nasty. He was mean. And he basically told me to unfriend him on Facebook, to which I said, no, I will not unfriend you. You're my dad. I want a relationship with you. I want things to be better. But he wouldn't take his part in it. And so then he unfriended me on Facebook after he saw me post something about narcissists. And this post was not about him at all. In fact, it was about, I shared it from a friend who had been dealing with an abusive, narcissistic ex. And I shared it to raise awareness as well, because I had someone at one point in my life that was like that, and they're no longer in my life. And so I just shared it to spread awareness. He took it that I was posting it about him, and then he unfriended me. He then proceeded to email me the nastiest email, telling me that my singing now sucks. What the hell happened to my singing voice? What else? He said that I only care about myself. I don't do anything for other people, which is a complete lie. I have sponsored children from World Vision since like 2005 or 2006, somewhere around there is when I started sponsoring with World Vision. I donate to the toy drive every year. I love shopping for other people and buying them gifts. I give and I give and I give and I give. Like, I'm a giving person. So I don't know where he got that. And then he proceeded to call me a narcissist and just trashing me and saying my Facebook had no substance and blah, 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 and just all this stuff. And I was like, is he just like pulling this stuff out of his ass, like, because like just to try and hurt me, or like what is the deal? So then I was just like floored, and I was really hurt, and I was in tears. And the biggest thing that hurt the most was to do with my singing, because singing has always been my life. But ever since I've had lupus, you guys know, I have had issues with my speaking voice and singing voice, because the combination of my lung problems, the medications I take, and stress and tension. I have what's called dysphonia of the vocal cords, and I've gone to speech therapy to try and fix it and everything. And like, Brian from the Backstreet Boys has this, Shania Twain has this, and you know, their singing voice comes and goes just like mine does now. And it's been a huge thing that's made me very depressed, and all of, like, between the fact that having lupus has, you know, kept us from being able to afford our dream house, has kept us from having kids, and then also took my singing voice from me. Like, that was the final straw, is like losing my singing voice and having my voice come and go. And some days, like right now, my voice is raspy just talking. Some days I almost lose my voice where I can't barely talk. So that was a low dig, really hurt me. And then his mother passed away, my grandmother passed away about a month after, or like a few weeks after. Then he came and messaged me saying he was sorry for the things he said and wanted me in his life. But then after his, and then like after the funeral or before the funeral, I don't remember, he called me on the phone, and instead of giving a heartfelt apology for those horrible things he said, his response was the internet, you know, writing through email and not being able to see the person's face, made it easier to write what I said, or something. Like, basically he was just saying he said he'd never have the guts to say those things to my face. But to that, and I didn't really know how to reply to that. Like, I clam up with things like this, and I can't verbally express myself. And so I was just kind of like silent, and I didn't know what to say. And the way I took that was, he wasn't saying that he didn't mean the things he said. He wasn't apologizing for saying things he didn't mean out of anger. It was more of a, I just wouldn't have the guts to say those to your face. That's how I took that. And that really hurt. And then the worst part is that we were on the phone for 3 hours. And out of that 3 hours, we barely discussed what had happened and how I felt about it, or any heartfelt apology about it, or there was no discussion of how he wants to change things. I would say a good 2 hours of that phone call was all the usual stuff he always talks about. And a lot of those things that he was talking about, that he always talks about, I had addressed it in my email, that how, like, when we go to visit him, we'll be there for 3 hours, and out of the 3 hours, we only get a few sentences in about us. It's always about him. He talks about his stuff, and it's not until, like, towards the end of our visit that he finally will ask how we're doing. And then when we start to tell him how we're doing, before you know it, we're cut off, and then it's continued into his stuff. Like, we'll say something that'll make him think of something of his stuff, and then we're cut off, and then it's his stuff again. And this is how it is. And that is how exactly it was. So it was like nothing had changed. And so I wasn't sure what was going to happen moving forward. Then last year, to my surprise, I got a birthday card and a Christmas card from him with a check for money, like he usually does every year. And I was kind of shocked to receive it, because I didn't know that he was going to do that. But I did email him to thank him. But I just basically decided to put a boundary in place for my feelings. And I was going to just wait to see. I just wanted to leave the ball in his court for a while. And he emailed to thank me for the Christmas card and gift card I sent him. And I did send him something for his birthday and Father's Day, and got emails to thank me for those. But that's been the only communication we've had. He has not tried to call me again. And instead, he has bitched to my mom about how I haven't called him in like a year, after he spent $90 on the 3-hour phone call after his mom died. And so that's where things had stood. And then today I get a birthday card from him in the mail. And this is the birthday card I received from him. And to be quite honest, the way that he's bitching about me to my mom, and the way that this past year has gone, I honestly wasn't expecting anything from him. I just thought he was pissed at me, because when I did finally try to reach out and email him to like see how he was doing, his email back to me was really kind of snippy, and he tried to tell me that he thinks he could know how to help me with my health, even though he's not a doctor. And he claims to be like this big health guru, yet he smokes, which cancels out any health stuff you do for yourself, in my opinion. And he's trying to tell me, he could give me some advice on how I could be healthier or whatever. And it was just a weird email. So I just didn't think I was going to get anything from him, but instead I get this card. It's a nice card. I'll just, it's this card, and it's my 40th birthday, but there's no mention of it being my 40th birthday in here. And then he proceeds to say, if you want your B-Day gift, you're going to have to visit me. Love, Dad. And I'm just like, really? Really? That is the most manipulative birthday card I have ever received in my life. It's so manipulative. And it's put me in an awkward position on my 40th birthday, to where I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if I go visit him, that's me saying, I'm here just to get my gift. But if I don't visit him, then I'm a shit person as well. So I can't win. And I would like to know, what father does this? Because in my opinion, a good father would not put his child in this position and would not have let a whole year go by without calling to see how your daughter is. He claims to other people that I never call him, but prior to this past year, I would call him at least 4 or 5 times a year versus his maybe, and I say maybe 1 or 2 times that he would call. For the first time in my life, I put a boundary in place. I decided to sit back and see if he would actually, for once, reach out because he wants to see how his daughter is, not because he wants to talk about himself. But nothing. A whole year. And he doesn't call. And it's put all on me to call him. Happy freaking birthday. So, I don't know. I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about this, honestly. But I sort of vaguely had mentioned what happened last year, but I didn't go into too much detail. But I'm going into it now because I'm so hurt that he's put me in this position after I freaking poured my heart out. And instead of saying, I hear you, I'm sorry that you feel this way. I'm sorry I've made you feel this way. I want to improve. I want to be better. Let's try and work on getting our relationship to be closer. He does this. So, there you have it. That's my dad for you guys. Anyways, I gotta get myself ready because we're gonna be going to Shoppers soon. I'm sure Alex will probably be home within the next 15 minutes. So, and I had promised I would also get our stuff prepped for dinner so that as soon as we get home we can make it. Oh my god, that freaking dryer is, I'm gonna lose my mind. That dryer, holy shit. Okay guys, I'm gonna check in a little while. All right, I am back. We went to the pharmacy to get my prescriptions. We had tacos for dinner and we had a late dinner because by the time Alex didn't get home till like 6:30, and then we didn't get back from doing all those errands till 7:30, and so we didn't eat until I guess it was 8. So once we finished dinner, we watched Josh from the Dad Challenge podcast. He's doing Snarkmas. Loving it. It's hilarious. So we watched that, today's video. Then I had to shower. And then I finally finished designing everything that I need to design on Cricut Space. So now it's just a matter of cutting out everything and applying it to the projects that I'm doing. Now, mind you, I just realized I didn't design everything. I only designed the things that I am making that need to be done by next week. And then there's other stuff that doesn't have to be done until the week after. So my main thing is to get the things that have to be done next week done first. And then next weekend, I think I will, or maybe even on Thursday, I will work on the other gifts. So that's kind of the plan with that. I might even start those like during the week because I have, they're like wooden items that I have to stain first. So maybe I'll do the staining after work one day, and then that way everything's ready to go for Thursday to do the wood stuff. But So yeah, that was that. And yeah, so sorry about my little emotional breakdown earlier, but I still am speechless at the birthday card that I received from my dad. I don't know. I really don't know how to proceed or what to respond with. My sister had some ideas. My friend had some ideas, but Alex has ideas too. But it's like, I have to try and figure it out for myself, I think. Just decide what I want to do. But, yeah, it just wasn't something I needed to receive today because, for quite a few months now, I have been very depressed about my approaching 40th birthday. And I've had people that are like, oh, like age is just a number, you know, forget about it. Like, don't be upset about it or depressed about it. But what they don't realize is for me what it represents. And for me, it just represents that I'm not where I wanted to be at this stage in the game. It's a reminder that the window is closing on having kids, and we still don't really know if that's going to be an option. We thought it was, but now some things are coming up with my lungs, and now we're not sure what's happening with that. So, to me, like, the biggest thing about it is the reminder that I'm not a mom. And so with each passing birthday that I get closer to 40, it's been harder and harder each year to deal with that. And then on top of it, I think just seeing my grandmother, the way she's been lately, like with her memory, and now having this fall, which, by the way, quick update, her surgery went well. She's recovering well. She apparently, my uncle visited her today and sent us 2 little video clips of her. They were getting her up out of the bed to try and walk a little bit. Apparently she's not in pain, and she was asking my uncle if she should be. But I feel bad for her because she is completely confused as to why she's in the hospital. She does not remember falling. Like, her memory is so bad now. And it just makes me sad, and it just makes me think about getting older and what that could hold, especially considering I already have medical problems as it is. I just worry about it. I worry about it a lot, and I don't want to end up like that. And on top of it, the whole thing with if we don't ever have a child of our own, it just makes me think about how there's going to come a point in time where it's just going to be Alex and I, and we may not have any remaining family left, and that sucks. Trying not to cry again, but that's what I think about. And I think about, if I pass away first, he's going to be alone, and if he passes away first, I'm going to be completely alone. Like, that scares the crap out of me. So that is why it's been really difficult for me. And so I was already having a hard time with this whole birthday stuff. So to get that card from my dad was just icing on the cake. Really was. Really was. But you know what? I've decided I'm not going to let it get to me. I am going to have a blast tomorrow on my actual birthday with my best friends, my best girlfriends. We're going to have fun. We're going to bring our reborns. We're going to meet the Grinch. We're going to have lunch. And we are going to have a fantastic day. And I am going to do what I always do. I am going to do what I did all those years in school that I was bullied every single day. Like, I was literally bullied every single day from kindergarten to grade 4 without fail. Every day someone bullied me, and it was more than one person that bullied me. And there was days where I cried and I didn't want to go to school. But through that, through dealing with my father and my relationship with him, and wishing and hoping that things would change for the past 40 years, and they haven't, and they've now gotten worse. So through that, through all of my health struggles, and every time I got a new diagnosis, all I have ever done through all of these hardships, I cry, I let it out. Then I pick myself up, dust myself off, and move on, and try to enjoy life as best as I can. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to have fun tomorrow, and whatever. And I'm going to try to look on the positive side, in that when I was diagnosed with lupus in 2010, I think it was April 2010 I was diagnosed, I was terrified, and I honestly thought, at that time in my life, I didn't even know if I was going to make it to 40. I had no idea, because I read so many scary things about lupus that I was terrified, and I was depressed, and I thought I was going to die. But here I am. I'm still alive. And despite the current lung issues, and of course the ongoing fatigue, that's always ongoing, that never goes away. It's always a struggle, the fatigue. But other than those two things, compared to how I was when I was diagnosed, I'm doing pretty damn good. So I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to focus on my friends. I'm going to focus on my wonderful mother, who sent me a beautiful happy birthday voice message on Facebook just now when it turned over to midnight. She sang happy birthday to me and said the sweetest things. And she is the best mom in the whole world. I love her. And I am going to focus on that. And I will figure out what to do about my dad another day. But tomorrow, I'm going to enjoy my day. So, with that said, get rid of the depressing stuff. Let's have a laugh with my stupid scam advent calendar. And then I have to change Maisie into her outfit for tomorrow and get my ass to bed. All right, guys, day 9. Day 9, what will it be? What will it be? Oh my God. I saw this on someone else's calendar too. It's another Weeble Wobble thingy. I think it's Chewbacca. I think it's supposed to be Chewbacca. Oh, God. Oh, that is so bad. Look at that. Look at this lovely Chewbacca. And look at the white base of it. Has some weird paint lines, some scratches in it. It's just a lovely, high quality Star Wars figure right here. Just some top-notch, high quality stuff. Perhaps Taylor Swift is playing Chewbacca in her next music video, and that's why it's in my supposed Taylor Swift calendar? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's Taylor Swift's birthday on Monday, and she usually releases some new thing. Maybe she's going to surprise us with her Star Wars music video. Guys, this calendar, man, it is something else. This advent calendar. Oh, wait. Oh, my God. There's something else in there. There's something else. I just saw it. I saw it moving around. Oh, it's another Star Wars figure. So it's a twofer. I don't know Star Wars very well, so I'll have to ask Alex who this is, because I don't know. Is it a Star Trooper or something? Wow, okay, so we've got 2 Star Wars characters. So, I mean, I guess Taylor Swift is going to release a Star Wars music video or something, because... Oh, wow. What an amazing Taylor Swift merch-filled advent calendar. I mean, it's just phenomenal. With its stitch paper, or Lilo. I forget. Is the girl Lilo? I think the girl is Lilo and the monster is Stitch, right? It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but let's add them. Let's add them to the collection. Here we go. More Weeble Wobbles. Wow. I mean, it's just top notch. It really is. It's just, it's top notch product. Oh my God. I can't. I just can't. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching today, for the ups and downs of this video, but thanks guys, and stay tuned for our Grinch outing. I'm excited. Alright, take care guys. Bye!